One of the greatest players of all time is the man, the myth, the legend, Jerry West. With his many great postseason performances, many refer to him as Mr. Clutch, but he's even more famously known as the Logo, as his image has unofficially been the NBA's logo for many decades now. If you want to have an extensive idea of just how impressive Jerry West was, then you can check out my video called How Good Was Jerry West Really? With that being said, I'll give you a quick summary version here. West was one of the greatest and well-rounded scorers of NBA history. He has the third highest NBA final scoring average of all time at 30.5. Speaking of the finals, West took 9 trips to the game's biggest stage and won the NBA championship in 1972 as he led his Lakers to an NBA record 33 straight regular season victories. He's the only player in NBA history who's won the finals MVP while playing for the losing team, which he did in 1969. Over the course of his career, West averaged 27 points, 6.7 assists, and 5.8 rebounds on 47.4% shooting, which was ridiculously efficient during that era when percentages were lower league-wide. One of his many nicknames during that time was Mr. Outside, as he scored the majority of his baskets on perimeter jumpers. Also consider the fact that he had all-time great scoring averages as a perimeter shooting guard at a time when the three-point line didn't even exist in the NBA yet. One can only imagine what his scoring averages would have looked like if the three-point line had always been available to him. What's easily the most underappreciated and rarely acknowledged aspect of his game was his legendary defensive play. Not only was he a great on-ball defender, but he was also a great shot-blocking guard and a notorious pickpocket. Unfortunately, blocks and steals were not tracked until the final season of his career, when he was 35 years old. Yet, even then, he had the second highest steals per game average in the entire league. Jerry West made a total of 5 all-defensive teams, and 4 of those selections were first team. The thing is, the NBA didn't start picking the all-defense teams until West was in his 30s, which means he was never eligible during his prime years. If all-defense teams had always been tracked, then he would likely have had the most first-team selections of any player in NBA history. So now that I've given you a quick recap of his accomplishments and why he's such a recognizable name, let me explain the concerning trend that I've been noticing within the basketball community. Over the last few years, the NBA has lost a couple icons of the game. First was Kobe Bryant, and the second was Bill Russell. But leading up to their passing, the league and the people within the league did an excellent job of giving these icons their flowers while they were still alive with us. Unfortunately, this seems to be the exact opposite of what's been happening to Jerry West. Mr. Clutch is now 84 years old, and although I hope he lives another 50 years, the mortality rate is also at 100%, and West has seemingly reached the twilight years of his life. If we're being honest, this is a legend who might not be with us that much longer, and if that's the case, it's important that we as the basketball community show him our appreciation and respect while we still can. Recently, there's been numerous examples of people doing the opposite of that. First examples would be from Kyrie Irving and from the league itself. A couple years ago, after the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant, Kyrie Irving was one of the most vocal people who thought the NBA logo should be changed from Jerry West's image to Kobe Bryant's. I do understand some of Kyrie's thoughts, as I personally believe that if anyone deserves to be the logo in the league, it's actually Michael Jordan, for the sake of the way he globalized the game and made its popularity reach completely new heights. Even decades after he's played his last game, Jordan still has the best-selling basketball shoe in the entire world, and it's not even close. That speaks to the iconic popularity of his image. With that being said, I do think it would be in poor taste to take the logo away from Jerry in the twilight years of his life. When he passes, do we all collectively feel bad and consider giving it back? Here's the other thing. Some may see Jerry being the logo as his privilege, but I would strongly disagree with that for the simple fact that the NBA has been stealing from this man for decades. Let me explain. Jerry West has been extremely vocal about the fact that he doesn't like being the logo and that he would happily give it to someone else. I believe a major reason for this is the fact that the NBA doesn't officially recognize this silhouette as Jerry West. Pretty much everyone else does except the league itself, and it's pretty obvious why. The silhouette clearly resembles one of the iconic Jerry West images, But by the league not making this image officially associated with West, it means that they don't have to pay him royalties. It's essentially a greed thing. By pretending that the silhouette isn't West, the league has continuously avoided paying him millions and millions of dollars over the course of many decades. To many people, they think West being the logo is an honor, when to West it's simply a symbolic representation of the way the league has been screwing him for many years now. It's no wonder why he's so sick of the unofficial association, and it's also why the league will never change the logo, because if they made it a public spectacle, then it would be clear to everyone who they changed the logo to, and they would then have to begin paying royalties, which they don't want to do. So not only is Jerry being taken advantage of with the use of his image, but then he's being told that he doesn't deserve to have that image in the first place. He's literally being insulted in more ways than one simultaneously. Then there's the Lakers organization that hasn't been giving Jerry his flowers. I understand that their relationship has been somewhat icy recently, and that some within the organization took offense to Jerry working as a consultant for the Clippers. That bitterness seems to make sense, but if Kobe was allowed to hold private workouts with Jason Tatum, which in reality is helping the rivaled Boston Celtics, then why isn't it okay for Jerry to do something similar? Some of the Lakers' underappreciation of West reared its ugly head when a year ago, team owner Jeannie Buss gave her list of the 5 most important Lakers in franchise history. They were Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, and Phil Jackson. Jerry was very vocal about the fact that his absence from the list deeply offended him, and honestly, I can kind of see why. West took the Lakers to the NBA Finals 9 times and led his 1972 Lakers to the NBA Championship, which is arguably the greatest Lakers team ever assembled. And as great as he was as a player, he was even better as the Lakers general manager. West was the one who drafted Big Game James Worthy, solidifying the Lakers' Showtime era, which was unequivocally the most successful decade in Lakers history. It was Jerry West who scouted and drafted Kobe Bryant, despite others not believing in him as much as West did. Jerry was also the one who convinced Shaquille O'Neal to leave a contending Orlando team in order to sign with the rebuilding Lakers. On top of that, he was the man who hired Phil Jackson. Not only did he take the Lakers to many championship games as a player, but he also built multiple dynasties that have made the Lakers organization as prestigious as it is today. Without his impact as a player, without the Showtime Lakers being as great as they were, and without the Shaq and Kobe tandem ever happening, maybe guys like LeBron James and Anthony Davis never have the inclination to become Lakers. When you consider everything West has done for Los Angeles, you can at least make the argument that he's the most important figure of Lakers franchise history. Without Jerry West, it's likely that more than half of the players on Jeannie's list never even end up being Lakers in the first place. Now, am I perhaps making too big of a deal of the Lakers dismissing West? Well, it might seem that way, but you and I both know that the instant Jerry West passes, the Lakers organization will be singing his praises and acting as if he was always one of them. And my thoughts on that are, if you can do that then do it now. Another area of disrespect was the recent HBO special about the Showtime Lakers era called Winning Time. In this show, Jerry West's character is portrayed as an angry, swearing, and tyrannical human being. And not only did this portrayal upset West, but many of West's former peers spoke up about the inaccuracies of the portrayal. Again, it could be easy to dismiss this by simply saying it's just a TV show. But in the future, after West is gone, these are going to be the kind of things that affect how he's remembered. And now, the most recent area of disrespect was the recent spat between JJ Redick and West, as Redick insulted Jerry West's generation by strongly referring to Bob Cousy's competition as part-time plumbers and firemen. This naturally would include West as well, considering how he competed against Cousy for several seasons. Now, Jerry did a solid job of responding to Redick on his own, and I do certainly believe that West's skills would have translated well to the modern game. But with that being said, it has been extremely disheartening to see how this legend is being constantly disrespected in the twilight years of his life. Over the last few years, we've seen his game be disrespected, we've seen his status as the logo be invalidated, we've seen the league he helped build up steal from him, we've seen the organization he blessed for decades insult him, we've seen modern entertainment make a mockery of his character, and now we're witnessing mediocre modern players slander him and his generation. This is not the way a basketball icon should be treated in their mid-80s. So I thought I'd try to shake up the approach starting here with my video. As a basketball fan, thank you Jerry West for your influence and impact. Your talent was tremendously appreciated by some of us, and you contributed significantly to the greatest rivalry of NBA history. As a Lakers fan, thank you for helping make the Lakers organization what it is today. Without you, we have significantly less banners and less jerseys up in the rafters. True Laker fans will always be appreciative of the memories you provided for us with your genius basketball mind. So what do you guys think? What was the greatest accomplishment of Jerry West's career? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.